219! 219!
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.
We give you Forward Progress on this Bears opening Monday, and not just one. We are going to give you two editions of Forward Progress on this Chicago Bears opening Monday. One right now that you have, and another when this game is decided, or when we make the judgment that one way or another that the game is
decided. Could be the second quarter.
Who knows? But we will be live, so I want you to make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube feed, and that way you'll get an alert and say, hey, they're on, and that way you can pop on, and your comments might just make it into the post-game show as well, because it's going to be first blush, where I used to take the time to gather my thoughts and begin to write. And throughout the game, I would sit and I'd write down what I thought were lovely turns of phrase and precious little notes. I don't have to do that anymore, because now I'm going to go right on and look into this camera and look at that man, Matt Abaticola, and you're going to hear it before I can even write it down.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. We had a fun little preview yesterday as we visited with our friend up in Minneapolis, Phil Mackey of Score North.
Guy Phil.
And we did a little Bears-Vikings preview. We had that live yesterday morning. So if you have not subscribed yet to Forward Progress, those are the things you'll miss out on.
Also, I know that there's been a lot of talk about the go long Taylor Dunn, who wrote this big piece.
Tyler Dunn.
Yeah. All about all the dysfunction of the Chicago Bears. Are you guys going to talk about that? If you want to hear as thorough a breakdown journalistically about that as you can possibly get anywhere right now, nowhere, anywhere, you're going to get a more thorough breakdown of what matters and, more importantly, what doesn't matter about that piece than today's Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. So when you get done with this, if you haven't already, check out what Chicago sports historian Jack Silverstein had to say, and our interview with him is going to be the definitive primer on what matters from that reporting.
It was really good.
It really was.
And sitting and listening to him, I found myself drifting away as a listener. I wasn't like, I'm like, oh yeah, all right.
You forgot you were actually interviewing him?
Yeah,
no, that's a great sign.
Him. Yes.
That is a great sign when you're just like, this podcast is really
This is really good.
I'm going
to subscribe to this.
Yeah, you think you're on the walk with your dog or something. You're like, wait a second, I'm hosting this.
He was fantastic. Wow, was that good stuff?
Yeah, it was excellent. And now we've got an actual football game to discuss.
It's time, man.
I don't know that the Bears have a defensive secondary left. And what really sucks is going into this year, if you had asked me the positional group that is the strength of the Bears, I immediately would have said they may have the single best secondary in the NFL.
Yes.
And I said, not just the starters. That you had a guy in Terrell Smith who was believed to be a potential candidate to start with another team based on the way other people had discussed what he was doing, what players had said about him. So he's out for the year. So, okay, they can weather that. They've got other guys there. They've got veterans and they've got other people. So then Jalen Johnson has some sort of freak calf injury. He's listed as questionable now with both calf and groin injuries.
Yep.
And we already talked about whether it makes sense to play him or not in this game, especially with Jordan Addison.
Yeah, because we discussed it a few days ago. If you missed it on Sit 'em or Bench 'em.
Which you can't miss.
Yeah.
Sit 'em or bench 'em, critical, important, serious football talk.
Yes.
Also, Kyler Gordon was a late add, questionable with a hamstring injury that he'd been battling throughout camp.
Yeah, so you remember he missed the joint training sessions with the Dolphins. That was early August. First week of August. So pretty much from there, I think if I remember correctly, his preseason was pretty much done. So I don't know if this is something that happened Friday or Saturday. He kind of tweaked things, if they're being more precautionary than anything. But if he's out and it looks like Jalen Johnson, how effective can he be with two injuries listed now? TJ Edwards is going to be out.
He's doubtful with a hamstring.
He's doubtful, but he's probably going to be out.
And Josh Blackwell is questionable with a groin injury.
So that's three of your defensive backs that are on the injury report. So, like, what time, if you remember this correctly, I was trying to think back, when will we know if players were elevated from the practice squad today? Is that 90 minutes before game time, or is it sooner than that? I can't
know.
recall.
I don't
Okay.
know exactly when the cut down is. I believe that inactives are 90 minutes before.
Is that when they
But
announced the elevations as
I
well?
thought the
or is that-
elevations might have to be earlier. And,
Okay.
and I don't know. Like when they're the visiting team, you know who's traveled and who hasn't traveled and all that. But
Because that'll be key to tell us if there's a couple cornerbacks or defensive backs that are elevated.
the defensive backs on the practice squad right now, they've got quarterback Trey Flowers.
And is Gardner still there?
No,
Okay.
I don't see that name.
Because I thought it was Mekhi Gardner and Trey Flowers.
I see Flowers and Dante Manning
Okay.
is the other one.
All right.
So we shall see if any of those guys get elevated. As far as running back goes, Britton Brown would be that guy, but it looks like Kyle Monungai will be available as a backup running back. And with Edwards out, it seems like they're going to go with the rookie Ruben Hippolyte Jr.,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because when you talk about Monungai there, yeah, he was a full participation yesterday or on Saturday. So he'll be good to go.
Either Noah Sewell or Ruben Hippolyte would replace TJ Edwards, and this is a huge loss.
It is.
With all that said, the best possibility the Bears have is that J.J. McCarthy sucks. We don't know if he's good or bad at all.
Well, that's obviously the best case scenario is that he sucks, but he's a rookie, and even with the Bears maybe being hampered by injuries, maybe still catching up to the pro game, his first game. We don't know what kind of mental state he is going into the game. Maybe that'll play a factor and help the Bears out. But, this is certainly a better case scenario than going against a veteran quarterback. Having a guy taking his first time. I mean, he could go out and throw 5 touchdowns. He could suck.
Yeah, it's an NFL, essentially a rookie on the road.
Which is always hard.
Divisional game, the atmosphere is going to be absolutely
Island game,
bananas.
it's a spotlight, Monday Night Football.
Your best bet is to make him be bad at football, and the way you do that is by pressuring him.
Yeah.
And the reason why you spent a ton of money on Dio Dengbo and Grady Jarrett was to help do that, or at least help Montez Sweat do that.
Please, Montez Sweat. Please, let's do that. Let's get after the quarterback. And I feel better having Dennis Allen running the defense than maybe the coaching staff last year. Although last year was all Caleb Williams' fault. So I'm hoping that Dennis Allen has a plan in place to be as effective against the Vikings and a rookie quarterback as they would have been with their full staff intact.
I do think that the Bears will, under Dennis Allen, more likely with a banged up secondary, be forced to rush 4. I don't think you can put one-on-one pressure on some of these guys back there. I don't know that you want to test the strength and efficacy of reserves that soon.
Yeah.
But you got to pick your spots because you don't want to let him get comfortable early. And I'm sure with McCarthy, they're going to try to have half-field reads, short to intermediate throws to let him get into some kind of rhythm.
Quick stuff. Sure.
Ideally, you disrupt that early on and don't give him some opportunities by weakening the back of your defense. But again, maybe that's what they're expecting them to do.
Well, that's what they're. But yes.
Also
too, it's the NFL and it's next man up and injuries, and you have to, and you can't completely change everything you do. And also, Dan, we have the beneficial factor of the fact that the wide receiver room for the Vikings is suspended, injured, old, or bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a plus there as well.
Well, I'm expecting on the other side, Flores is going to blitz. That's what he does. Everything is based off of that.
35 to 40% of the time.
Last year against Caleb Williams, it was 42%.
Yeah.
They averaged like 38 something, 39. It was one of the highest percentages, if not the highest percentage in the league. And what it means is one-on-one opportunities. And it means that your go up and get it guy, your contested catch guy in Rome Odunze, it's time. He was good last year, but he wasn't great. He's a top 10 pick.
Yep. Expecting a lot more this year. We discussed it. Yes.
Go ahead and announce your presence with authority given these opportunities that you have tonight and what are obviously going to be one-on-ones. And I know that Ben Johnson wants to have some run-after-the-catch stuff. Whether it's run-after-the-catch or whether it is contested one-on-ones, back shoulder stuff, this is why he's here. Go make the play. Now, do you remember on a previous episode, I don't know which it was, on a previous Forward Progress, when I talked about what we know about Ben Johnson and what we'll find out tonight about and I think this is also in DBU, any offensive coach, basketball or football, in this case, obviously football, has his magic playbook.
Yes.
And they get all excited. I'm going to run this play and that play and whiz, bang, razzle, dazzle. You just watch. I've got all these cards in front of me and I can deal them all out whenever I need them. And then they have their 6 weeks of training camp. And they emerge from that with a tiny percentage of those plays.
Generally speaking, yes.
Being something you can trust. So what I asked was, is Ben Johnson aware? Does he know about that truth? Does he know that that happens to every coach in his position? And tell me if this answers our question. This is Jason Leisure's Sun-Times article, where he says, I'm highly self-aware. That's one of my strengths. He said, we like to say no one adjusts better than us. It should be better than we, but I'll give him a break on that.
Thank you.
Better than we adjust.
Thank you, teacher.
And what Leisure says is when his team opens the season Monday night against the Vikings, he's sticking to plays that worked in practice. That's a more blue-collar approach than many might have expected from someone who's been called an offensive wizard. He has thrown the whole playbook at Caleb Williams and the offense over the last several months, but now it's merely about whatever it takes to get through one game. The goal isn't to score 40, it's to score enough. It's less about being viewed as a genius, more about being practical.
So that says to me that
good.
Yes. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think he's answering you specifically by letting us know he's self-aware.
It's sure what it sounds like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I know.
I am self-aware.
I know.
Damn it.
I know that offensive coaches always have to trim down their playbook. I'm not an idiot. I started laughing, and it's like, of course I did. I directly asked that question: is he self-aware enough to know that this happens to everybody in his position?
Right, and Dan, that also it speaks to what I've said about him. What I think we've learned is that he is a truth teller.
Yep,
and that at times catches himself, maybe
and then
walks it back a little bit.
Yep.
But this is him. He's like, I'm gonna run the plays that make the most amount of sense, and thank God. Thank God.
Well, I hope it means using your best players at the right times. And maybe I also count on the fact that he knows plays in practice that we haven't seen in these brief exhibition moments.
Correct.
The couple of series that they've played. And my guess is going to be a heavy dose of Colston Loveland.
I hope it's more than like 4 plays. I hope they're not running the same 4 plays over. But really, in all honesty, I really hope that the wide receiver bubble screen that goes for -8 is not one of those plays.
Why not? You have a problem with that?
I do. I'm tired.
Maybe they're just setting something up later.
I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it for
they run it
my
early
football team.
Just so they can mirror it, run something off of it later.
It's like, what do you guys run well? Well, we run the wide receiver bubble screen that loses yards every time. Yet I watch other teams run wide receiver screens and go for 15 to 25 yards.
It's all timing. It's all
insane.
It's all when you hit it. Either that or the Matt Nagy quick interior shovel pass to the tight end. And crack toss short side. We'll see in the first 15 when we see the scripted plays and see the reactions to the formations. I want to see 2 when they break the huddle. We're still looking at process.
Yeah.
Get the play in, get it called, break the huddle, get to the line with time, let Caleb Williams look it over, and then do they motion somebody? Do they reduce the formation? Do they go from empty to adding a back as a protector once they get an understanding of who might be coming? Because that's what Flores is going to do. And if you snap it quick, catch them in their disguise look, and hit a guy for 6 and take the free cheese.
Right.
I'm so excited for this.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls all day. I really am.
How do you like as a fan? Do you like the fact that they have the first Monday night game? Did you like?
Sure.
Yeah, you don't care. Yeah, I
Sure.
I wanted to watch it yesterday. There's something about being the only game, and like the first week of the season. There's a lot of extra going on there.
I've got to get my pace down. It was different previously when I had a different job and I knew I was writing and I was still really active on Twitter, setting up my mise en place, my little cockpit that's sort of arranged there on the coffee table.
Right.
And now
you're one chicken wing, and then you go back to the kitchen for a second chicken wing.
That's going to be later. I'm going to figure out. I'm not going to eat until we're done with our postgame.
I'm sorry. I couldn't let go of that all day yesterday. It was in my brain. It's so weird that you take one chicken wing at a time.
It's a test wing. Sometimes you're grazing. If there's a spread.
Yeah, I know. I get it,
Don't make
dude.
me defend this again.
But I'm not asking you to, so you don't have to. I still think it's
pile
weird.
Of wings before I've done a test wing.
I think you take 2 or 3 at the start.
That's not a test. One wing is a test, and then maybe you nibble another thing.
Okay,
depending.
listen. All right, I get what you're saying.
Maybe there's like burrata and prosciutto,
but the
and
idea
olives.
But the idea of walking back from the kitchen with that one test wing. Then maybe that's what I have a problem with.
I think you should eat it right there over the other wings.
Not over it. You don't have to eat over the plate. And plus, it's your family. You don't have people over. Who cares?
My family. I could be at an elegant party with heads of state.
But you're not. We're talking about you watching a football game.
Oh, how do you know? Maybe I'm watching a game at an elegant party with heads of state.
Hey, maybe you're at the White House. I mean,
on the new Rose Garden Club lawn thing.
Right.
The umbrellas.
With the yellow and white umbrellas.
The umbrellas.
And the white metal.
Seriously, it's like the grossest country club you've ever seen.
So, eat that one eat the test wing.
They have the horrible plastic surgery and everything.
What is up with that?
I don't know.
The giant cheeks and lips and your eyes are closed. And
seriously, make me look like a squinty-eyed fish. All right, give me $35,000. Here you go. Okay, now you're a squinty-eyed fish.
Shove a couple of baseballs in your mouth and just store them there.
A shiny, squinty-eyed fish.
It's really disgusting.
Oh, it's so vile.
Here's my thing. Just eat the test wing in the kitchen before you leave. Then maybe you want to grab a few more with you. Just the idea of going back and forth with one wing is so bizarre.
Let me handle that.
Fine.
I'm not making you do it.
I know. All right, fine. I'm sorry. I don't mean to judge you for it.
It's all about process. I'm trying to get the play in, get the play called, get up to the line, and see if I have to make an adjustment. But that's what I'm doing.
If it's just you by yourself or you're just at home with the kids, do you really have that much in the spread?
No. If it's just me, I don't eat during the game. Ever.
Yeah, because it's too early.
Well, I don't want to bother with it. I got enough going on.
Right.
I'm watching the game, man.
Sorry.
I'm taking notes. I'm watching my Chicago Bears do their thing.
All right, what else are you looking for tonight?
Well, I think we need to look at that through a different lens. It isn't necessarily what we're looking for. It should be where the material resources are that matter the most.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's I've been saying this for years, and we've talked about this. Follow the money. I always follow the money. When there's a story involved, follow the money. And I just wanted to revisit the Bears salary cap and look at cap hits for this season as we follow the money. You know who number 1 is on the list, right?
Number 1 cap hit at the moment?
Yeah, at the moment for 2025. All we care about this season. It's Montez Sweat.
Okay.
At just under $21 million.
Okay.
Number 2.
Jalen Johnson?
DJ Moore.
Ah, okay.
And then there's quite a bit of a drop, actually. Let me see here.
I'm trying to think who's still on rookie deals and who's been paid. Tremaine Edmonds is making a lot of money.
Correct. He is at 14.9.
Okay.
14.9. I wanted to look specifically at the offensive line, too, to see. Now, look at the investment that was made. Jonah Jackson at $7 million this year for Oh, I'm sorry. No, guaranteed salary, cap number. Here we go. Cap number.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yep. Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Jonah Jackson, $14,750,000. So $15 million.
Okay.
Drew Dahlman is next at $14 million.
Yeah, circle that name. I want to get back to that.
All right, we'll get back to that one. Joe Tooney at $8 million, and then we drop down to Darnell Wright at just under $6 million, and then we have.
Glad to see you have this so organized.
No, I do. I got to scroll down here. My computer. Yeah. Where's the other?
All right, I said.
Where's the other tackle?
It's a guy. It's a tackle. Makes money.
Yeah. What's his name? Blackwell. Bolden.
Jesse, get me a Greek salad.
I don't like Greek salads. Darnell Wright at $6 million.
Greeks actually make it too Polish with everything.
On top of the Greek salad, which actually sounds good.
Salad.
You dirty bastard. I meant you,
fries.
not our guy. So Darnell Wright at just under $6 million.
These are the people who deserve to be watched.
Yeah, no, I think so. But it's just, again, and we talked about this yesterday when we were visiting with our friend up in Minnesota, Phil Mackey, who does Score North for Purple Daily. All the investment on the interior line, yeah, I get it. And it was just crazy to hear about how there's such a lack of pressure from the interior portion of the Vikings defense. I know they didn't go and fix the lineup just for this game against the Vikings or their times against the Vikings. But you had all this investment in the middle. You left the ends right where you're at. You still had no idea what was going on with left tackle. You were auditioning guys at left tackle throughout the entire offseason. And all the pressure from the Vikings comes from their outside. Your guy, the Viking, he's going to be fine for this game. Andrew Van
Ginkel.
Van Ginkel, the greatest Viking name ever.
If you missed our list that we brought you
get it up.
Of the greatest Vikings
we'll get it up.
Of all time, you got to listen. Because nobody gave you a list quite like we did.
But, you look at where the money's spent on the offensive line, and then you question about looking at the tackles. But really, for me, just a refresher for going into this season, Montez Sweat, DJ Moore at the top of that list. Got to see more. I mean, I think as Sweat he's had one season of double-digit sacks. I think it was 2023, the combo year.
But not with the Bears.
But he had 6 with the Bears and 6.5.
Correct. He led 2 teams in sacks, I believe.
But so he has never had a double-digit sack season outside of that one combo year.
And no excuse. They got Grady Jarrett next to you. They went out. They spent money on Nodengbo.
It's time.
And that was all on the come, too. That is a Ryan Poles betting on a guy being better than he's shown.
Yes.
Because of the attention that should be paid Montez Sweat.
And so far, that has not shown.
Well, that's what we'll see early. Do they double Sweat, or do they let him affect the game before they decide to do that?
Yeah.
Because there are certain guys, like you watched Micah Parsons yesterday. You had an entire team trying to block him the moment they realized he was on the field.
Yes.
It's not that way with Sweat. I think with Sweat, you got to make him prove it.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
I'm not going to start
again in a Bears uniform. He hasn't proven it.
I am not going to start a game double teaming him unless he shows me I have to.
100%.
And you just hope that that's not a strip sack fumble.
Did you hear any of Micah Parsons' comments about the Lions going into that Lions game, about how he hates the Lions, always hated the Lions?
He always hated.
Yeah,
the Lions?
it was really weird.
Who's always hated the Lions?
I guess he has. He talked about his time in Dallas. Whenever they would play the Lions, it would always be good games.
Okay,
and he's always had a really strong hatred for Detroit.
All right.
So I don't know if he was just feeding the Packers media and the Packers fans.
It's a little weird.
Oh, I thought it was strange. It's like it caught my ear enough to make me stop and listen. It was weird.
Now, I mentioned to circle and double back to the name Drew Dahlman.
Drew Dahlman.
I've been for I don't know how long now talking about the significance of the center position as a skill position. It's not sexy. It's not left tackle. It's not wide receiver. It's not a cover corner. But it is the fulcrum of everything a successful offense does is based on the success of that position. Drew Dahlman is an outstanding outside zone blocker. The Bears have promised to be varied in their run game, and this gets back to Ben Johnson's level of self-awareness. when he says, I know that this happens and that they're going to go with what worked in practice. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of exotic stuff. I don't know how much duo, ISO, inside zone. I expect them to lean heavily on outside zone because that's what Drew Dahlman does best. Getting on the move and then allowing DeAndre Swift or Kyle Monangai to make that decision on the cut of when to hit it up against the grain. It may also allow for half-field reads for Caleb Williams and see if he can make some of these layered throws. But that's what I do expect. I expect a reliance on outside zone run. But I'll be watching Drew Dahlman. You got to remind yourself to do it sometimes. Watch the interior line.
Yep.
But I'm going to do my best to remember to do that. Everybody's got their own way of watching games. Not every time, but sometimes a few plays, especially early on rundowns, I'm going to watch the center and let the camera take me to the ball.
And that's what's really important about having a good broadcast team. Because sometimes you have some broadcasters, they may be the highest paid in the business, where they're watching the ball the entire time. And that's all they talk about is where the ball goes. And they don't teach you anything else or show you anything else about the broadcast. Because it is hard to do. It's hard as a fan to be at home and not take that moment, every few plays to watch what's happening outside and away from the ball. But yeah, Drew Dahlman, it's going to be. I thought you said Hatfield reads, not half field.
There's Hatfield reads, and there's McCoy reads.
I didn't know. Maybe that's part of Ben Johnson's playbook. The Hatfield reads,
or James Hetfield reads.
I was like, I'm not familiar with the that portion of the playbook.
Right, enter left. You're giving him Hetfield reads.
Right. Not the Hetfield reads.
No, okay.
Those are half field reads.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So, and we'll see.
You're
again.
A complete idiot.
Well, yeah. Are you just now getting that?
No.
Okay. That's what I thought you said. I heard Hatfield reads.
Of course you heard it that way.
Yeah, so then automatically went to Hatfield and McCoy reads.
Yeah,
and
different kinds of reads. They've been a feuding.
Well,
that's IN apostrophe.
Better feuding than diddling.
Well, it depends. I'm not going to say that. I don't think I can concur, Doctor. It depends if you're getting or if you're being receiving.
I cannot wait for this game tonight.
I know.
I cannot wait.
I know. I'm going to have to eat something soon. I think.
What are you gonna do for a spread?
I'm not. Cause it's going to be midnight when I'm eating. Right? We're going to be done. We're going to
you won't eat. But what about snacks, though? You don't have any game snacks?
Snacks!
I'm going to have game snacks.
I'm not going to have game snacks.
No, and you're going to have dips or spreads?
I'm not having people over.
But it's for yourself.
Dips and spreads.
Yes,
for myself.
You don't like dips and spreads.
I
for
love
yourself?
dips and spreads, but they're not part of what I do for myself for a game.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna do a whole thing of dips and spreads.
Now, as soon as we get done recording this, I think I'm gonna have a big bag of pork rinds, and that'll be all that I have.
Mention pork rinds at least once a day.
You know why?
You eat pork rinds every day.
Yeah. Well, yes. Sometimes, maybe.
The chicharrones.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're awesome, especially Max brand in the green bag at Mariano's. The Max Cracklins.
Oh, is that what they are?
Cracklins.
All right,
I'll
try.
God.
You know what? I'm going to add pork rinds to my list tonight.
You should.
Of snack items.
And because I spent all summer fishing, and I always kept them in my car, and I kept them in my pockets. You catch a couple of smallmouth
out of the bag.
Yeah, yeah.
Just throw a couple in your pocket.
You reward yourself with a nice fried up piece of pork skin because you caught yourself a fish. That's living right there, mister.
All right. Well,
are you kidding me?
Maybe I'll add pork rinds to my list.
Are you kidding me? You should.
All right. I can't wait.
All right. I can't either. And the great news is the moment this game is decided, we are going to be on live from our respective home studios. And speaking of studios, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Place is looking great.
Thanks to Dave Karwowski, who painted this all by himself.
Did he really?
On Sunday. He came in and did this entirely by himself, hands and knees. He had an actual painter's cap on. He put down the drop cloths.
No painter's pants, though.
Yeah, several pairs of painter's pants.
Multiple at one time.
Oh yeah, no, he had many costume changes the entire time. But yeah, our guy Killer Karwowski came in here.
Carwow, that's great.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know he did that.
All by himself.
I painted yesterday too. I was painting my stepson's bedroom.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he have like a little kids thing that he wanted painted over?
No, so we actually there was an extra room in the basement that we've done some remodeling to kind of make it more of an everyday bedroom, and he moved down in the basement.
That's what Zoe's gonna do.
It was the youngest. So we went in order by age to take this basement bedroom, and the three older ones skipped it. They passed on it.
They screw up.
And the youngest one he was like all over. He was so
Whoa. Here's what they don't understand.
Dude, going into it, he thought for sure he wouldn't have a chance at it. So he was mad going into the whole process.
They're going to be kicking themselves.
Yeah. So it was the youngest one. The 9-year-old is moving into the basement.
And the other ones are going to be kicking themselves when they have no place to sneak a girl in.
The 13, the 12, the 11-year-old.
Are they going to be so mad?
They all said no.
To live on their own in the basement?
And there's like a kitchen area.
Oh my God.
There's a bathroom.
You can stash beer down there?
There's the secondary living room with the TV and the leather couches.
That is a massive screw up.
It is. But it's also where my studio is, though, so he can't do too much because I'll be down there.
Yeah, she told me because I'm going to be up so late, she doesn't want me coming
to bed tonight.
No, she says you might as well just sleep downstairs because if it's going to be 1 a.m. or whatever it is, I don't want you to wake me up.
All right.
I said, okay.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have a long, active post game show. I don't think we'll be going to 1 a.m.
I don't know. It depends how long it takes me to eat.
That's right. You have to have dinner still.
Preheating the oven, and doing like a shepherd's pie from scratch. I got to go out and slaughter the lamb.
Gordon Ramsay over it?
Yeah, you're right. I got to have to slaughter the spring lambs.
Oh boy,
that's screaming.
So that's your dinner party night. Gordon Ramsay and Hannibal Lecter.
I don't know. Oh, then I would put out dips and spreads.
Yeah, you would be the spread.
If I had those two over, I would put out dips and spreads. All right, so that is forward progress number 1. For this Bears Monday. Yes. And forward progress number 2 for this Monday will be after the game. Do not miss it. You can get this and make sure that you're subscribed to everything. To this, to DBU, to everything we do. And you know, we buried the lead. We didn't mention. You know what forward progress is now? Daily.
Yes. Totally forgot. My bad.
We completely bailed on that. We're doing this every day now.
Yeah, so we're going to have lots of forward progress for you. We had one yesterday. We're going to have 2 today. We're going to have another one tomorrow to get more reaction. You can share your comments. Maybe we'll have some comments from our YouTube as well. We'll have comments up and running, Dan, during our live forward progress tonight post-game show.
Right, and you know how to pop them up on the screen?
They'll be up.
Bernstein sucks.
Bernstein sucks,
Yeah, that is. Bernstein, you're a hypocrite.
And then you can be
suck.
like, Matt, why do you keep sending that?
That's all that's coming in. Bernstein, you suck. Aren't you the same guy that said, why should I listen to you? You suck. So that'll be most of the comments.
That's tonight, though. Forward progress. Yep. Live post-game show.
And by the way, that meeting on Friday was so... You want to know how things have changed here? Just the way that 312 Sports is being run by these people. When they said, hey, when do you think it would be possible for forward progress to start being daily? Because what we're seeing, we think it'd be a really good idea if you guys... went from a couple times a week to doing this every single day. And we're like, Monday. Yeah. We'll just do it Monday.
Yeah, we'll start Tuesday because Monday was already scheduled. Yeah, how about Tuesdays? Tuesday work for you guys?
Right. It was just Tuesday, and they're like, yeah.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
See how easy things can be?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
All right, man.
All right, cool.
We'll see you tonight.
See you tonight.
Post game.
Tag 219! 219!
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.